Hello, YouTube family. Auntie is here. I'm your auntie of pop culture. It's not cute not knowing is what I love to say. So come on and we start with a hug. Come on. Woo, most of the country is in a heat wave. The water in Miami, 100 degrees. Global warming is real. I have so many things. So what I'm gonna do, I gotta keep looking down and just, I guess, crossing off. The music world has lost an Irish music legend, Sinead O'Connor. 56 years old. Back in 1990, she had the Prince song, Nothing Compares to You, and topped the charts. She was banned, because that was at the height of her popularity. She was banned from Saturday Night Live for getting on TV and tearing up a picture of the Pope. She had a troubled life filled with trauma, addiction. She leaves behind 3 children. It was 18 months ago that her 17-year-old son committed suicide. So there's a lot of trauma and addiction. She converted to Islam in 2018. They don't know how she died, but Sinead O'Connor dead at the age of 56. The writer's strike continues, and someone said, well, how can we still see soap operas? They have a different set of, I think, writers, but General Hospital is going to start having temporary writers. And I was like, what is a temporary writer? General Hospital is going to be using temporary writers. The Jameses are very grateful and thankful for all the prayers for their son. Their 18-year-old son, Bronny James, bright future in the NBA, and the way that his father pushes him, suffered cardiac arrest. And I'll admit, a lot of people say, how's this happen to an 18-year-old? The Jameses are very grateful to the staff at USC because this same incident happened to another player a year ago. So they knew how to step in to save Bronny's life. They're very grateful and very thankful. Of course, they're getting their son the best care possible. But how did this happen? Can one recover? Could it happen again? They're going to have to run a lot of tests on their son. And there's so much writing on this because LeBron has been pushing Bronny, I guess, to be the next LeBron. And pushing his career, and said he's going to the NBA and I'm going to play on the same team and we're going to make history as father and son. Do you think Bronny was pushed too far? I tell you one thing, if you have a kid in sports, whether they're male or female, they must take them physicals and they must check and see the condition of their heart. Katy Perry is coming back to American Idol, even though she was mean to Uncle Lionel, even though a lot of fans didn't like her. She is coming back for a new season of American Idol. Tiffany Haddish's new movie, Haunted Mansion, opens in theaters. She's not the only star. You got Rosario Dawson, Owen Wilson, Jamie Lee Curtis, Danny DeVito, Lakeith Stanfield. They're all starring as well. If this picture doesn't do well, I'm really worried about Tiffany. I know y'all saying you love her. I do. It's something about Tiffany I love. That thing that happened with Ari Spears, a lot of people were like, I'm done. When she burst on the scene, 2016, it was Girls Trip. Remember the movie with Jada and Queen Latifah and Regina Hall? And she was everywhere. She was hosting shows and game shows and movies and TV. Then it was kind of like a burnout. Then the thing happened with Ari Spears, and that was just icky. The relationship with Common, he hurt her, broke her with her over the phone. And then she's admitting that she had 8 miscarriages. And the crying and the depression, I was like, okay, you got me a little concerned. Because if this movie, I just don't see people busting down the door to hire her. I don't think a Girls Trip is going to be happening anytime soon. I really don't. I know they want it, but with this actor strike and stuff, I don't know. Y'all know I worry about her. Actor Michael K. Williams, Boardwalk Empire, The Wire. He died of a drug overdose about 2 years ago. Well, the 72-year-old man that sold him the drugs that was laced with the fentanyl, he has been given 30 months in prison. He originally was supposed to get a 10-year sentence, but they were like, he's 70, he can't do all that time. The 72-year-old man is now going to serve a 30-month sentence. Yesterday I talked about NeNe Leakes and her son, and I said it sounded kind of harsh. And I was so glad to hear many of you speak on it, because dealing with someone with an addiction is hard, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol. Apparently, NeNe had taken her son to rehab several times, but he's still out here wild and had the fentanyl. He's 33, and she's like, I'm fed up. And this is what happens with a lot of people, a lot of families, because at the end of the day, you must want to get help. You must say, I'm dying. I want help. I need help. I'm going to get help, and I mean it. There's a saying, one day at a time, and it really is one day at a time, because you don't know what could trigger you to want to, to get high again, get that drink again. But so many of you reached out, and I thank you. This weekend, Quincy Jones is having a 90th birthday celebration. You could be saying his birthday was in March or February. He's a Pisces. But they're doing the big honor this weekend. Quincy Jones, one of the music greats. Tina Turner. Okay, we gotta break this down. There were 4 sons. There was her oldest one that she had with a man before Ike. Then she hooked up with Ike, and she had a son, Ronnie, by him. Then she adopted and raised his 2 sons from previous relationships. Craig died by suicide. Ronnie, her biological son by Ike, he died in 2020. He was 62 and had colon cancer. Ronnie's girlfriend, who's 46, she is now going to take his sperm and have a baby. Okay, now I'm not saying you can't be 46 and have a baby, but this was a big news story today. Keke Palmer, my niece in my head. She says, I want to be a free spirit. I want to explore my life. She wanted to be bisexual. Then she had this baby by this young guy. I guess they still go together, because that situation. It's a 5-month-old son. She looks stunning since she's had this baby. But I think she's slowly, I don't want to say come out, but I think some people like men and women, and that's how they roll. I just think she's afraid to say the word bisexual. Keke, your auntie is talking. Just say bisexual. That's it. Just say it. Beyonce. What makes Beyonce Beyonce? Okay. So if you've ever been to a show, you know that fans play. I'm talking about fans that you blow, and it blows the hair all over the place. Fans play a big part in her shows. Well, at a recent show in Chicago, somebody forgot to turn the fan on. One time they forgot to get her off the horse. Now they forget to turn on the damn fan. Well, to get the workers' attention, she had to sing to them. You gotta turn on my fan, the fans, the switch, the fans. I can see a lot of turnover happening there. Judge Greg Mathis, who I adore. He's so funny. He recently got into it with some city workers in Los Angeles. Apparently, they wanted him to move his car, but he said his car was blocked in. You know what happens then? An argument ensues. Well, according to Judge Mathis, they said, we're going to run you over with the car if you don't move. They said that Judge Mathis pulled a gun. Now, I don't think that Judge Mathis pulled the gun, but I could hear him saying, you gonna run me over? I got a gun. I'm going to go get my gun. I could see him saying that. Pulling a gun, no. But saying, I see Judge Mathis, because y'all know how Judge Mathis is. But there was a disagreement with some city workers. Who remembers The Exorcist when it came out in 1973? Okay, some of you may have not been born. I was 10 years old. Get ready for another version of The Exorcist, but this one with a little black twist. This one is starring Leslie Odom Jr., the Broadway star, TV star, singer. He's from Philly. We both got inducted into the Walk of Fame in Philly. Get ready for this updated version of The Exorcist. Leslie Odom Jr. is playing a widow because his wife died during birth, so he's raising their daughter. They go on, live their life. Their daughter becomes friends with another young girl. Well, they go missing for 3 days and can't explain what happened. But they come back strange. That's when the bodies are leveling up and the feet are doing stuff and the tongue and the eyes. So he's got to find the priest to fix not only his daughter, but the other little girl, because they're possessed with The Exorcist. It comes out October 13th. Disney's Little Mermaid is available for downloading and streaming now. And yesterday I brought up Netflix Hip Hop Turning 50. They're coming out with one just for women. Ladies first. And when I saw who they listed, I said, they got some ladies missing. There's Queen Latifah, Bahamadia, Yo-Yo, Remy Ma. I'm doing this on top of my head. I should have wrote this out. MC Light, Lotto, some of the current females, some of the old school, but there was no Salt and Pepper, and there was no Nicki Minaj. Now, it's a slight if you don't mention Nicki Minaj. I'm not a Nicki fan, but there was a 10-year period where Nicki Minaj was that female in hip-hop. About 10 years. It was Nicki Minaj. Whether you like her or not, you can't deny it. It was Nicki. She was the Black Barbie. Child, Nicki is mad that she ain't included, and she is speaking out. And I was like, Nicki, I don't blame you. Because you had a good 10-year run. Then Cardi B came. Then Megan and other females. Because now you're seeing a plethora of females. The Glorillas and Lotto and Ice Spice. I think I called her Icebox one day. And my son was like, Mom. I did. I remember. I said, who's this Icebox girl? Mom, her name is not Icebox. It's Ice Spice. And I was like, But now you have a plethora. But there was a good 10-year span where Nicki had a hold on the females in hip-hop. It's not cute not knowing. I went over a lot. And now you know. And now you go to dinner parties and just talk about stuff and just be like, all that good stuff. It's not cute not knowing. And now you know. Thank you for joining us. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture.